So far, so good. Let's get it.
Emotional damage. You don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. Guys, we got a lot of red except for CRO here. Something's going on with Crypto.com's Chronos token. We'll talk about what that is. It has to do with Trump. Go figure. Up 25.3% today. We've been telling you guys to keep an eye on these native tokens because they tend to make these plays when everything in the market is shaken out. Native tokens do well. We're going to talk some about that today. And then, of course, we're going to talk about what's going on with Bitcoin right now and the sell-off that we got, guys. No worries. No worries. We'll just keep dollar cost averaging on the Piper plan. That's what we do, right? So watching this level right now, guys, right there behind my head, we are hitting what we've been talking about for 2 weeks here, the bull market support band, the 21-week versus the 20-week, EMA versus SMA. Guys, we're hitting that level. Also, right there in that line is the daily dynamic reactor from Chart Prime. But what happens if we break that? Where do we go? We tend to go to a very critical level, right there. We tend to go to that level. What's that level coming in at? About $95,000. What would that look like if we hit that level? And what happens if we break below it? We're going to break all that down for you guys right here today. Talk about some economic data. Talk about what's going on in the space and get you guys some knowledge because knowledge is profit. You guys know what time it is. Take your seats. Get your notebooks out. Class is in session. Let's get it. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate y'all here. Let's get a little chart down there. A little chart prime action. That's right. Guys, yeah, market sell-off is in effect right now. We did get a little rally this morning, but overall, TradFi is pretty flat right now. Looking at that chart as it sits again, we are at some critical levels. I mean, if we jump over here and we take a look, we are hitting some fibs. And I'll show you how I did these fibs. Did some fibs this way. It's a little bit trend based, okay? We got a support bounce. We're now getting a rejection bounce, double top rejection actually with the swing fail pattern. So very likely are going to be seeing the potential for some more downside. But that's okay. That's all right. We don't care how low it goes or how high it goes. We dynamic DCA and we take our profits, right? Because that's at the end of the day, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. So the one thing that I've my biggest gain that I will talk about today, my co-host. Let's go ahead and bring him up here. The Mexican Superman himself. What's up, OC guy? How you doing today, brother?
Doing fantastic. Very excited for today's night show session. I have a little surprise. I already showed you. Hopefully you guys like it. So, but yeah.
OC bringing surprises. Bringing surprises to the alumni. He's like that teacher that, you know, we used to bring, he would bring in candy for the class and throw candy if they got the right answer and stuff. That's OC. That's what he does. That's what he does.
Throw coffee and orange.
I'll throw that shit back at you. Start throwing orange juice and coffee at me. I'll take my coffee with a little bit of cream. Thanks. That's it. All right,
oh
so BC Port Corp. Let's go get in to see who all's in the house with us today, man. We got Crypto Billy in here dropping all the emojis. Emoji salad going on there from Crypto Billy. Appreciate you being here, bro. Alexandra G in the house. Our mod queen, John Foster, Crypto BC Port Corp. Crypto coin mindset, Hulk Smash. I see you in here, bro. Average Crypto Joe's in here with us. Harper's in here with us. Wix Wi-Fi 89. That's 2Dub in the house. Who else? Who else we got? Dylan VA. I think I got you. Brave Dave. He said, "Hooah, Army Piper. Good morning. Good morning to you, Brave Dave." With that, hooah. It's an Army thing. It's an Army thing. Of course, Buck hates it. He said it sounds like something else. I won't even say what he said it sounds like. Gendels, appreciate you being here. Speed, Jesus Save, 77. R.S. Miller. Did I miss anybody? JR, appreciate you. I see you. Bracoshi No Dinero. And I think I saw earlier, like very early in, I thought I saw the Jenny from the blockchain, but maybe I didn't. Maybe that was on another show. I watch a lot of people. Chris Wright is in here. Trent Brock, bro, I miss you, man. How you been, bro? Much love to Trent. I saw your news video that you did about double hip cancer, bro. Touching story, and I knew most of it, but there was some stuff that I learned from that too. So, and then is it Arnaut Daramalin? Good afternoon, sir. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get into what we're seeing on the charts right now. That is it for our. Did I miss Hugo Star? I see you. Got you. And Baba Yaz, bedridden here. Mike Play. Appreciate you. All right, OC. Let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin right now. Let's give the current situation, and then we'll come back and talk about the potential directions of what we're seeing in support. We're going to get into some macro data today, and we're going to talk about X marks the spot. Got a lot of stuff on X to go over. So what do you got for us on that Bitcoin chart? Let's go talk about that and get into the Bitcoin, man, of it all. Let's go.
Let's get it. So far, we're looking at this downtrend lining here, this trend line. We've been talking about a possible bounce at that zone, right? I mean, at the end of it all, it's an important trend line, and we already have a peak performance diamond right at the bottom of our linear regression oscillator by Chart Prime. So, but I mean, the question remains, are we going to be holding up? Well, we are very close to have that flip of the ribbon. We are flat out here, like what we happen in this area. What I'm thinking, it's like, well, my indicators tell me that so far we're closer for that flip of the ribbon or that bounce back up, right? But also my intuition tells me that we're not. Another important part is that we are not even higher than one on our Prime Oscillator Pro, which means we are pretty bearish. Another stuff, it is our consolidation score. So we are at 0 consolidation. So we are not ranging, which means we are trending. And what is the direction that we are into? Well, downwards, right? So here's my thought. I mean, we've seen swing failure patterns or sweep of lows before, right? We've seen that at the end of a range, right? Or right at the support zone, well, we have this kind of movements, this V-shaped recoveries. And I believe that those are important for them to set a statement. When that statement is, hey, there's no one else letting this price fall below this price action, right? So I think that's exactly what's going to happen, right? That we're going to be having that last week to the downside before we start going upwards. Depending on how bearish we're going to keep going, because nobody knows that, or we're going to be bouncing from. Well, I think that depends on how big of that retracement it's going to be. So far, let me bring up here my VRVP. Let me see if I can get it to work. And let's just change something, change it back, click OK, wait for that little eye to stop moving. And, well, whenever you want, there you go. Well, this is not my VRVP, but this is my support zone, right? But we see that we are starting to sleep a little bit of this trend line. So we have a support line here, we have a grain line right there. There we go. If we bring over our VRVP, well, smart money areas of entry, yes, we have these two blocks. So once again, if I scoop this to my left and then shift click it so I don't really move this out of the way too much, and then we start going for example, I don't know, my Gauss trend line or my Fibonacci FIBPs, we'll see. And let me just get rid of this. I don't know whether I clicked that. Here it goes. We can still go a little bit below. And look at that. Yesterday, we were looking at this 5VP, and well, it was not generating until right now. We are on the POC and having a downwards line until this section. So that's where I am thinking that we're going to be overextending a little bit on there before we start moving lower. Another thing that I want to go for, it is liquidations and finally volume profile. But my volume profile right here shows me 105 and not only 105. Well, then I have another areas a little bit below. But before we get to that 105, let's take a look at those liquidations, shall we? Because this might be changing how we look into what's closer to liquidate, right? So far, what is easier to liquidate? The longs that they are all the way up here or the shorts that they are all the way down there? Sorry, vice versa. The shorts that are all the way up there or the longs that are all the
Yeah, I was
way
going to say
down here.
that's not the winning strategy to short at the bottom and long at the top. See?
Yes. Oh, I know. Sorry, I sleep right there. I mean, the colors for me, it just messed with my head. So that's why I go try to, not just have red and green. So once again, I mean, it's easier and it's pointing out that we could be going even lower here, right? Yes, we have a bullish divergence, and maybe we can have another one if we have a higher pointing here with a lower price, right? Having that kind of divergence would actually set, I would say, maybe a 12 hours, a daily bullish divergence. Let's see if we have one of those right now. I don't think so. I think we have a little bit of a farther or bigger, faster movement to the downside. Let's just wait for that to play it out. And well, we do have an early one, but I believe that we could be forming one more if we have that sweep of the lows. All right. So that's what I'm expecting, right? I mean, I believe, as you can see, that because we have so much support right down there, we might be skipping this important trend line, right? I mean, at the end of it all, we have seen that played out before, and I don't think that that is going to be the last time we see it playing out. But yeah, I'm just getting prepared to locate for 108 and finally 106 for I would say this week's lows.
Nice. Yeah, and we're at a critical level of support right now. So if we lose that, we got a line coming in that we're going to talk about that it needs to hold, and historically it has been the indicator that we are continuing the bull market or it's the entrance to the bear market. So we're going to talk about what that level is here in just a little bit. Right now, though, let's go ahead and jump over to the news and get that all broken in. Get you guys all this knowledge. Here we go. All right, guys, jumping in on the news, and of course, why would it be set up to what I need it to be? Because hey, a show that runs flawlessly here on Piper Academy is just not a thing. There we go. Let's go check it out and see what we got here on the Into the Cryptoverse indicators, guys. Looking at the metrics, currently we're at a 31% overall risk on the crypto market. Price action being being pretty high there, 41.8%. That's the orange banner, the orange needle, and then the blue is on chain at 51.3% wristbands. Looking at the total crypto market cap, we're at $3.804 trillion. The trend line on this coming in at 4.26 trillion. Undervaluation right now sitting at 10.72% to the downside, underneath that median line of 4.26. Looking at that Bitcoin on the wristbands, and we did a whole class last night on the Piper plan and what these wristbands all mean. We went through a lot of stuff. We're going to be adding some new tokens. Actually, let me go see what they were. Nope. Where are you? Add to the DCA. We're going to be adding ton, Shiba Inu, Aave, Atom, and Polkadot to our DCA Piper plan. So shout out to the members that requested those. Right now, Bitcoin currently sitting at 52.9% right now. That means we are very close to sliding into a 3x DCA level, guys, meaning that 3 times your weekly DCA in the Piper plan. Let's go see what we got on the alt season index. Altcoin season index currently sitting at 59.18. It's currently neither Bitcoin nor altcoin season. Altcoins with a return on investment greater than Bitcoin's is sitting at 29. 20 of them are sitting with less ROI than Bitcoin. So that's where we are in the current season. We are getting up there. We're almost at 60% right now, but not quite there yet. Let's go check out X marks the spot. Look at this fear and greed index for Bitcoin. Currently, Bitcoin is sitting at a 48. It's in neutral territory. Yeah, people still buy DOT username. Crypto Billy. Crypto Billy has a lot of Polkadot that is earning staking all the time. So there you go. But we're adding it to the list. So there you go. Some people want it. We're going to give it. We give what the people want. Username. That we're very compliant with the alumni. Okay. Looking at the current price right now, current fear and greed, I should say, we're at 48, sitting leaning more towards the fearful side than we are the greedy side. Looking at the Ethereum fear and greed right now, we're sitting at 50, dead center mass. Pull the trigger, squeeze, breathe. Get your shot group there, right there, 50%. That's where we're at. What else we got? If you guys are wondering why Cronos is up, and we're going to show you that in a second, Trump Media Group is planning to raise $6.42 billion for a Crypto.com digital asset treasury, a major move to expand its crypto strategy. That is why you're seeing Cronos, which is the native token. We talked about a lot about native tokens here on the show. That's why they're pumping right now. And then, guys, I want to talk about this too, because this is pretty interesting. It's from Crypto's Arrest, and he's kind of a whatever. Good guy, great content, but he really just doesn't know how to manage hopium. Anyway, stable coins. If you look at the total market cap, it fell 2.5%, dropping below 3.9 trillion. Meme coins leading the losses, down 7.98%. But check it out, stable coins, they're doing what stable coins do. Exchange-based tokens, that is native tokens, only down 3.96. Decentralized finance down 6.91. Meme coins 7.98. Artificial intelligence AI plays 7.6%. Real world assets down 6.44. Layer 2s down 7.95, and gaming GameFi down 6.4. What's held the best? Exchange-based tokens. So keep that in mind. We've been talking about that. Also got some stuff here. I'll go over this thread in a little bit about the bull run ending in 60 days. And then I do want to point this out, because this has been one of those comments that constantly gets thrown at me every single time I talk about the bearish scenarios. I always get this: M2 money supply. And I keep replying, M2 money supply does not equate to global liquidity. Okay, and global liquidity is what moves Bitcoin's price. Sunny Decree here with his clown chat there. Bitcoin just follows M2 money supply. Can we go back? Thank you very much. Bitcoin follows the M2 money supply, and look at that big, huge deviation, guys. Matter of fact, some other people TXMC said, yeah, hey guys, how far over do we need to shift this deviation now to line this up? Not holding too well there. So again, one of those narratives that everyone wanted to shout from the mountaintops, and I had to shout back, go home, you're drunk. And yeah, here we go. The massive deviation there on the M2 money supply. So, yeah, let's talk about this one. You guys remember me talking about the margin debt about a month ago? I talked about that we were hitting record levels of $1 trillion of margin debt, meaning how much money was borrowed to trade in the market, and it was at $1 trillion. It's now $1.02 trillion for July. It was up 14.6 billion in July to a record 1.02 trillion. This follows the largest monthly increase in history of $87 billion in June. Margin debt has risen by $400 billion, or 67% over the last 2 years, even outpacing the market's rally. Adjusted for inflation, margin debt is now only below its October 2021 peak. As a percentage of GDP, margin debt has also surpassed its previous high, including the 2000 dot-com bubble, except for 2021. This rally is being built on margin. What does that mean? It means that this price action that we're seeing of new highs on this, new highs on that, is on borrowed money. And what tends to happen with that is when someone pulls the floor out from that, there's nothing to hold it up. It's all debt, and people run for the hills. Guys, when this thing collapses, and it's going to. Let's be honest, it may not happen this week, may not happen next month, may not be till late next year, but it's going to happen. You cannot operate a debt-based system that doesn't have cracks start to show, and we know that for a fact with the dollar, right? Debt-based dollar, the cracks are definitely showing. So when this starts to pull, it's going to be a rapid pull down on price action. So Crypto Princess, good day, ladies and gentlemen. I see you, lady. We're going to be redirecting to you today, Crypto Princess. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here. What else is there? In the past 24 hours, just on-chain data shows BlackRock has dumped over $190 million plus worth of Bitcoin. That was coming out last night. So that was for Monday and Tuesday there, Sunday and Monday, I should say. And then if you guys don't know, President Trump fired Fed Governor Cook. So we are seeing some numbers on the September rate cut start to change. We'll go over that in a second. And yeah, that pretty much knocks out X marks the spot, except for that one thread. We're going to talk about that here in a little while. Liquidations in the past 24 hours, 171,736 traders got liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $777 million, guys. The largest single liquidation order happened on HTX. It was Bitcoin versus USDT for no big deal. Just $39 million on one single trade liquidated there. OC, you got to quit losing that much money, bro. Something's wrong with you. Looking at this bubbles here, and you guys can see Chronos right there, 24.9% to the upside. Overall, we are seeing some pullbacks here, or retracements to the upside, I should say, in the last hour. But overall, Bitcoin's down about 1.7%, Ethereum down 3.9, XRP's down 1.3, Solana's down 4.6. That's a big mover, 4.4 now. Okay, it just wanted to prove me a liar there. Dogecoin's down 3.6%. What else we got here? Athena, it's flat. Stable coin moving up the list here into the top 20 on ENA, guys. That's its stable coin for its DeFi exchange. SWI is up down 2.7%. Bitcoin Cash down 4.5. What else do we have here? Let's look. Litecoin is down just slightly, but I want to go to Chronos. Where is Chronos? Did I miss Chronos? I didn't miss Chronos. There it is. Chronos right there, moving up 2 spots to number 23. It's getting close. It's up 25.3%. That is on that news again from Trump Media Group, wanting to do a treasury using crypto.com. So looking at the TradFi side today, NASDAQ is currently up about 0.2%, S&P about flat, and the Dow Jones flat. Guys, NASDAQ, I do think we're getting some action on that, but keep in mind, NVIDIA's earnings report come out tomorrow after the market close. Wednesday, market close, NVIDIA earnings. They're also announcing a new chip just before that. Take it for what it's worth, guys. NVIDIA, very, very large piece of the NASDAQ. And I think right now people are getting excited because of the new chip announcement. We will see what happens with the actual earnings, though. Russell 2K up 0.6% today. That's your small caps. And the VIX is green, but sitting below 15, so pretty good there. Overnight markets in Europe were all red. Same with Asia overnight. The bond market, 10-year yield, starting to see a retracement up just slightly, 0.08% there, or points, I should say, 4.283% is what it's currently sitting at. We are seeing that come back up. Oil pretty much red across the board. Precious metals are mixed right now. Gold is up and platinum is up. Palladium, silver, and copper all with slight pullbacks on the last 24. Let's look at the economic data that came out this morning, because this did give a little bit of a movement in the market. It was the durable goods orders and durable goods orders excluding transportation. That means new aircraft, so on and so forth. Overall, we did see a retracement. This is a contraction of economic pillar of durable goods orders, right? It was at negative 9.4. Actually, it was at negative 9.3. They revised it to negative 9.4, and it was expected to be negative 4 to negative 2.5. We came right in the middle there, right in between at negative 2.8. So this is a contraction, not a good sign. However, when you take out transportation, it was up 1.1%, showing some strength there. Ran it all through ChatGPT, got the bottom line up front. The bluff here, guys. Durable goods orders are showing a partial rebound right now. Overall decline eased. And when you strip out transportation volatility, core demands are looking stable. Still, business investments remain under pressure from tariffs and policy uncertainty. Investors will likely gravitate towards defensive plays and shorter duration strategies. And I think that's important to understand that, because what we could see is, off of this news and these little pumps that we're getting, that it won't be maintained or sustained until we get other data, which is coming out Thursday and Friday. That data on Thursday and Friday, guys, is going to be our initial jobless claims. It's going to be our GDP, and then we're going to get core PCE on Friday. And these are numbers that we have got to keep an eye on. These are going to be the next movers in the market. For data. Looking at the Fed Watch and what we're looking at for September's rate cut, guys, right now sitting at an 88.2% chance of a rate cut in September. This is starting to give us some moves, but if we take a look, markets are sure the Fed will cut in September, but the path from there is much murkier. Friday's booming rally turned into Monday's reality check as investors weighed just how aggressive the Federal Reserve will be on lowering interest rates. The implied probability for another cut in October was just 42%. That second cut is about fully priced in December. So right now they're looking at September and December, not in October. Let's go see what all they're talking about in here. Jerome Powell, in his annual address at the Jackson Hole Symposium, gave Wall Street hope of easier days ahead when he said, conditions may warrant adjusting our policy stance, which is generally seen as Fed speak for let's cut rates. Okay. Stocks soared with treasury yields plummeting on the news as the knee-jerk reaction took hold for a rate reduction when the Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC, issues its next decision on September 17th. However, cheer turned to caution on Monday as market experts weighed what happens next. Even if a move next month is baked in, stocks will mostly lower and shorter maturing treasury yields, which are more sensitive to Fed action, moved higher. So I'm on the slower side more than the faster side if the Fed does go, said Jason Granite, chief investor at BNY. He definitely moved the door ajar as opposed to kick it wide open for September. So, however, there is less certainty from there after September. They do see a potential slow pace ahead. Implied probability for October is 42%. That second cut is fully priced in December, but there's a 33% expectation for 3 total moves this year, meaning 3 rate cuts. So 33% chance that we get in September, October, and December. There is no FOMC in November, just so you guys know. So right now, markets are starting to price in maybe as where we get rate cuts, not definitive. Let's look at this max pain for longs and shorts right now, guys. Short max pain on Bitcoin is sitting at about $120,000, $119,890. The longs, how far down does it have to go to liquidate the most amount of money in longs? It would be $109,000. And currently right now, let's go jump over to the chart and we'll get OC up here. Let's talk about this. Right now, guys, we are sitting at a key level. I went ahead and pulled this fib. This fib is a trend-based fib, pulled from the high of 13 July to the low that we had around 2 August to the high that we just had with the new all-time high on Bitcoin. And if we look at that fib-based trend, check this out. It's beautiful. Remember, this last data point was here. Look at our rejection on the golden pocket as we came down. We have now lost that. We tried to hold it. We tried to hold the platinum pocket, came up, rejected again. And yeah, guys, these 3 points that were over and done as of 13 July gave us this, gave us that, gave us that. That is a bounce of support on the 887, rejection, OC retest off the 786, and down it came. We are now moving into phase 2 of these fibs. And what are we watching at? Can we draw? Thanks, drawing tool. What are we watching here? I would say we need to watch the 50%. That is going to be coming in at 107. The golden pocket, that's going to be coming in at 106. And then the platinum pocket, which is coming in 103 to 104 here on these levels. And again, like I said, we're in phase 2. We're getting all of our rejection on that 1.236. So downside move could be very likely off of this. Let's talk about, though, the thumbnail today. And that is going to be Bitcoin's current price. I'm looking at a weekly here on Bitcoin, and we are coming down on the daily. This is a daily dynamic reactor lining up. Doesn't perfectly line up. It's got some other algorithms in it, but perfectly lining up pretty clean with the bull market support band. If you guys want to put this indicator on your chart, the bull market support band, just go 21W and you'll see bull market support band with 3.9 thousand subscribers using it, right? So 21W will put that on your chart. And I want to show you why this level needs to hold and why I got the zone on there right now. Because when we lose that historically, we head to the 50-week SMA. This is a 50-week simple moving average, and this is where we typically head to. Let's bring this down and show you what this looks like. Lost the bull market support band, down it goes to the 50. Lost the bull market support band, down it goes to the 50. If we lose that level, guys, that price is coming in at $95,000 right now. We can go back and look historically. It's not just this cycle. Let's go back here. Of course, we can't count this one. This is the COVID-19 crash. Okay, that's an outlier, but you can see it came down in line with the 50, pretty close to the quantum reactor. Also, again, support on the 50. Once we lost it here, came back up, got a rejection off that bear market support band, and came down. If we take a look at what happens when we lose that 50, once we lose it, it becomes resistance. It becomes resistance, right? And we don't want to see that, because if that was to happen, if we lose this current level right now and we move down to that $95,000, $96,000 range by the time we get there and we don't hold it, then we could be looking at a retest of it and a rejection to the downside. That would mean market over, in my opinion, if we lose the 50. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't wick below it. I'm talking a couple of weeks below the 50-week simple moving average would be that indicator. But as of right now, we need to hold our current level, which is going to be our bull market support band and the dynamic reactor. This is coming in low side about 107.8, top side 109,630. Currently, we are holding this. Everything is good. But if we lost that level, I've talked about here about losing, about getting these crossovers here on the band. You see the crossover, you can see those happen. Those lead to our pull downs that led to there. We're crossing over right now as we speak on the band. I'll bring it in here nice and tight for you, and you'll see we're crossing over right now. So if this crossover is to happen, typically we do see about a 20% pullback on the markets. Where is my swing fail patterns? Let's go to that. And there we go. Let's go to this one and let's talk about this. If it'll load. TradingView has been weird today. It's everybody and their mothers on it trying to trade today. So let this load up for a second. Let me go over here and see if this works. Yeah, there we go. We'll do swing fail patterns here. If we take a look at this and see what we have here, and I'll throw the 21 week on here. 21 week. There we go. Throw that on the chart. Let's get rid of that. And then let's throw on the moving average. Nope, that's a Meyer multiple. Let's go in here and let's turn this on to weekly. It is on weekly. Let's just turn on the 50 week. There we go. And let's take a look. Is that a simple moving average? Are you a SMA? Are you? Yes, you are. Okay. So if we take a look here, guys, that 50-week SMA with the bull market support band, we had a swing fail pattern. Typically on swing fail patterns, we do get pullbacks of about 20%. Okay. So if we're looking at that, where would that level come in at? That would come in at the bottom side here at about $99,000. Guess what? By the time we get down there, this SMA could easily be at that level. So we could see the warning that we gave you guys about this weekly swing fail pattern and its average pullbacks in line with the normal bounce point that we get on that 50-week SMA. So keep an eye on that level, $100,000. Anywhere from $96,000 to $100,000 is going to be a good level to keep an eye on based on what we're seeing with these historical pullback levels and historical support. But again, if we lose this bull market support band currently sitting out now at it, we're right above it. We're probably looking at 95, 96,000, depending on how long it takes to get there. Could be as high as 97, 98. So OC, that's what I got on Bitcoin. That's what I got on the news. Let's go jump in and take take a look at what you're seeing on the altcoins because those native tokens, bro. Native tokens. We've given that we've had that topic of discussion a couple of times in the past 3 weeks plus. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on some of these alts and maybe take a look at a couple of those native tokens like Kronos is just ripping off. What do you got for us, bro?
I got you gossip. I am watching how the police just arrived to my home and I'm getting the neighbors involved because they're throwing their freaking trash in front of my house on my access. I don't know what they got into them, but this time I got them on video and the police has already the have the evidence. It's right now they're confronting them. So that'll be a little fun. All right.
I'm
So
bullish on OC getting his neighbors in trouble. I'm very bullish on that.
man, my wife is furious. I've never seen her so dude, she's a lioness. I love her. Oh man. Well, let's take a look at those native tokens. A couple of things that I wanted to mention is last time, yeah, you were not here. I think you went into a cruise ship. I took over the Piper Academy. One of the tokens that they were talking about when creating a ETF, right? So Tron Media was creating an ETF, was involving Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin, and for some reason CRO, right? And I was like, dude, what the heck is doing CRO here, right? I mean, it's an ETF, but what is the ETF has to do with CRO? I mean, and now everything is clear, right? So they're getting part of the reserve. So just saying, that could be that was something of interest, well, that we were seeing right there. Let me go over a couple of tokens really quick in here. For example, BNB is having a bounce out of these areas right here. XRP again having a bounce somewhere around these areas. By the way, that trade of XRP, oh, nailed it. We were talking about this one and trending in life. So shout out, absolutely, shout out to that one. XLM not doing much, but that is to be expected. I mean, it kind of like takes its time. Overall follows XRP, but not that much. Let's go over to Solana, for example. Solana gave back everything that it actually put down in there. Something important is we already have a possible reversal right down here on our oscillator. Also, we are vanishing on that red, which means that we could have a dead cat bounce or a smaller dead cat bounce, a smaller pump to the upside in here. A couple of other stuff, for example, TRX, it's having a movement to the upside. I was looking to enter for a long in here, by the way, and guess what happened? Well, win. That was a loss, but still, we've been doing pretty good. Almost nailed it. Look at that. If we just haven't used just a little bit more of that wiggle room, we would have been much better. But it is what it is. All right. So another thing, for example, is Cardano bouncing out of the area that we were expecting here. Link also having a bounce to the upside. By the way, Link, we did have a better entry that I showed in here, and that is because we were looking for that flip of the ribbon. That flip of the ribbon played out a little bit lower, so we do have a later entry in here. Sorry about that. All right, so let's take a look at CRO right here, right? And we've been tracking this one on the perpetuals. So CRO is being very bullish since we have seen that that ETF being announced. All right, so it's been for a little bit of time already, but just now that it's being public, well, this is what's going on. Be careful because whoever bought in here, they're also watching this. All right, if you're thinking to grab some CRO for yourself, well, this is not the moment. It was here, and if you're not, it will be at something like that. All right, so let's bring up a couple of my indicators just to measure where or what are we looking into. We have broken this trend line in here, this support zone in here. Well, the next thing, it is consolidating above that area and coming back for a 30% retracement, and well, we can start throwing some fibs in here. Let's go for Fibonacci. Remember, to your Fibonacci, we're going to be trying to measure the way down. All right, thinking that this is the top, all right, or maybe a little bit higher. So just above, a little bit above this area of the resistance, well, then our first 33% retracement would be on 0.18. Guys, very important. I don't have a pivot so far to measure this from, all right? So this point that I just put it onto, it is complete speculation, all right? I mean, if we shoot up faster or higher, I mean, I will then be moving my Fibonacci for a downwards retracement. So far, if we just go back in time, we can measure how far up we can go, but that will require a higher or a bigger Fibonacci. So let's get started from the top in here. There we go. And we want to go all the way down there. And we already are going for 88.7 area of resistance. All right. So as you can see, very close to the area that I was looking into. And that is because, I mean, it's not that I'm using Fibonacci, but I'm using support and resistances. And also I'm using my predictive ranges added to it. There we go. We have our first resistance, which is our money flow, all the way coming back all the way from here, and well, a little bit farther back down. All right. So the point is that we are getting into a resistance. So be careful. It is a good area to be taking some profits if you bought CRO back in the day. And if not, well, hold your horses. Do not buy the top. Wait for a retracement. Wait for the flag out. And then that's where you're gonna be having a better chance for nailing those entries. But that's what I got on the altcoin site, sorry. And turn it back to you, my friend.
Awesome. Let's talk about where we are in the cycle right now. Got a great thing from Crypto Burb here. We're going to talk about that. 5 to 8% of the is left of the cycle according to his metrics here. Take a look at that, and then he's also got a prediction at the bottom, a little teaser prediction for Q4 top on Ethereum. So stay tuned for that. Let's jump over here, OC. Let's talk about what he said here on X. Reminder about cycle mass, low to high. 2010 to 2011 was approximately 350 days of a cycle, okay? 2011 through 2013, 746 days. 2015 to 2017 was 1,068 days. 2018 to 2021 was about 1,061. And so far from 2022 to 2025, we're about 1,007 days into it. We're tracking around 1,060 to 1,100 days for the cycle. That literally puts us in the last 5 to 8% remaining of the cycle, okay? Halving numbers update to the peak, right? So this is the date of halving to the peak. We are looking at 2012 was 366 days, 2016 was 526, 2020 was 548, 2024 halving through April, which was April 19th to current, puts our target October 19th through November 20th. Interesting numbers there because as we've been showing you over on here, let's pull that up. There we go. We're tracking about 77 days from last week. We actually need to move this up now. One more. There we go. We're talking about 70 days here, and we're looking at November 3rd being the top. That's what I'm watching there on that. So go back to that and talk about it. I'll wait for OC to back in here talking to MJ about the police out front. So that's another reason of explaining why we're about 60 days away from the top of this cycle. So history says the next midterm bear market will be 2026. Why? Because a bear market patterns peak to trough. 411 days in 2013 to 2015, 364 days from 2017 to 2018, and 2021 to 2022, which is about 376 days. Most important warning in all of your career, 370 to 410 days with about a 66% loss on the market, guys. You can't simply just walk away. You're talking about 66% of the way of your gains just disappeared, wiped out, and downside movements. So we will be watching that closely, but is this the end of it? Probably not, and we'll talk about that here too. Here's why seasonality matters. It's where's it at? The bottom part here. Share in the medium term vibe. Short term traders are going to love it. Yep, absolutely. Because you guys can trade the shit out of this stuff, man. The bottom line up front, the final blurb, key takeaways. 60 days away from Bitcoin's historical blow off window between October 15th and November 15th. We actually think, he said last October week, we're calling November 3rd. That's what we've been talking about here on the show for a while. ETFs have record outflows, but cycle plus halving math plus seasonality all points to a Q4 grand finale. What are we talking about there? October, November, guys. September and August. Let's see, where's it at? Where's it at? Do 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 do. So the 50-week SMA coming in, we talked about that. It's actually about $95,000 on my chart. 200-week SMA down about $52,000. The thing about August is August annualized return is negative 28% if you look at all August historically together. September's annualized return, negative 55%. October and November, historically the strongest months, and they perfectly align with the cycle peak window. So if we are talking about seeing a August-September pullback, that would be in line with what we're seeing on the chart for that 95,000, 20% pullback, 50-week SMA. If we take that into account and we look at October, November, I don't think November is going to be much of the rally. I think we're actually going to end it at the beginning of November, and a lot of people are going to get shaken out because they're going to think it's going to go in through November. I think it's going to be right at the beginning, and people are going to be waiting for more. They're not going to get off the train. They're going to miss their stop, and then they're going to get stuck in a round trip cycle. We're going to be definitely looking at profit taking as we enter into the last couple of weeks of October heading into November, and keeping a close eye on all those charts. So could be even sooner though, guys, if we do not hold that 50-week SMA. So that's what I wanted to bring up for you guys. Talk about that here a little bit. The ETH thing that I wanted to show you, and now the OC's back here, I'll talk about that. Check out what he's saying on ETH though. It's pretty interesting. OC, where's it at? Where's it at? Final, there we go. ETH. He put this out on the 24th. He said, this all-time high breakout will surely take ETH to $8,000 plus. The next few weeks are going to be really wild. I put together all the key lessons from this week to guide you through what's coming next and how to stop missing out. Your alpha pack has landed. So he's talking about an $8,000 Ethereum. Alts are waking up. ETH will lead the way. The best 10 risk management practices. Nope, that's not it. Institutions. There was a piece in here and I can't find it. Oh, ETH full send mode. Here we go. He was talking about this wedge, and once it's gotten a breakout, historically led to the biggest parabolic runs of the cycle. $8,000 Ethereum. OC. Is it coming? Let's look at the chart on Ethereum on FETH. We'll let you round out the end of the show here. Show me on the chart where there's $8,000 Ethereum in the final quarter of this year. I'll hand it over to you.
Absolutely. So going to $8,000 Ethereum, let's go grab a horizontal, click it, whatever. Let's double click it here in 8,000. All right. So there you go. 3 zeros all the way up here. It's not that far away. I mean, depending on the price rotation, I mean, it's not impossible, but we already have a lot of price action already developed, right? Depending on how big the stack of Bitcoin is going to be, we could be expecting, I would say, twice as bigger on percentage, not in money in money influx, all right? So not in price cap. Just so you guys know. So is it possible? I would say it goes or it's right on that spot where lays within. Yes, it's possible. Is it probable? That entirely depends on altcoin rotation of capital. But yeah, I mean, it is all the way up here. And if we start looking at our, for example, predictive ranges, and we go somewhere around the 4 days or even the weekly, let's just give it a second here. We'll see that, I mean, we are not, again, that far away. And we've been for a long, long time into a range. So breaking that range could mean, let me just measure that, a height from this area to this area. If we subtract it, well, then it aims at, well, a growth of 6,023 and not really all the way to 8,000. You might be saying, well, why don't you put it all the way up here? Because we're measuring from the very bottom to the very top, and we already have a run up on Ethereum, right? So, I mean, it would not make sense for me not to grab again the very bottom to measure the very top. And this is, and I want you guys to notice this percentage, right? So it moves as I move the box, all right? So just to, so you keep that in mind. But yeah, that's what I got. And very sorry, I'm a little bit out there not keeping track. My wife just came in and she told me that, well, the war is on, bro. The war is on with
I'm a pro at war. I actually have a historical success rate on war. So if you need some help, let me know. I'll come down
oh
to
yeah, man.
Cosmo.
But I mean, dude, it's with the neighbors, man. I didn't want to get there. It's not cool, fight with the neighbors. Don't get me wrong, I have too much time on my hands. And if you don't know me, I can be a really bastard if I want to. What I don't like it, man, is it's my neighbors, but
You have a good heart. Have a talk with them, OC. Go over there and go, hey guys, look, we don't like trash. You don't like trash. I know you don't like trash because you keep putting your trash in my yard, but I don't like trash either. And I don't want to start a whole thing about trash going back and forth. So let's figure
yes.
out how we can get along in our neighborhood and not live in a ghetto. Or a barrio at Mexico, as they would say.
Yes.
So have that conversation with them, OC. And then tell them,
Yeah,
and then finish off the conversation with, look, I'm part of the fuck around and find out generation. So let's try to find the best way forward. I want to show you what I'm seeing here on the chart real fast. I pulled ETH's all-time high, all-time low to all-time high to all-time low fibs. And I've showed you guys this before where we had all of this cycle here where we were fighting to get through that golden pocket, cleaned it, went in the platinum pocket, now getting a rejection off of that. If we are to come back down, and I think that we get a retest down here at about 3,900, 4,000 in the golden pocket, and that could be our catalyst to give us send us more going up. I think that it's interesting that $8,000 mark comes in at the 50% or the 1.5%. That would be the 150% move, which I've talked about. If you reject from the bottom on a 50 and back down, it's very bearish, and that's typically a top. That's coming in right at $8,029. So just interesting point there. Lee said, I'm hearing a lot of trash talking, but trash talk. That's right, baby. All right, guys. Hey, tomorrow we're doing LBC's baby shower fundraiser here on the show, guys. We're going to have a QR code set up if you guys do not want to do a super chat, because Google's going to take 30% of that. So I will have a QR code set up also. If you want the convenience of a super chat, that's fine too. But we are going to be doing a fundraiser tomorrow for LBC's new baby coming. On top of that, Piper Academy's throwing in $500, and BC Port Corp said he's throwing in $100. So $600 coming from the team here to LBC on top of all super chats and anything we get tomorrow from Cash App. He's got a new baby on the way, and it's not cheap. It's not cheap to have a baby. So shout out to Lunar Beaches Crypto. David, man, we love you, man. We're gonna see what we can get together for you to help you out with that new baby coming very soon to a house near you. So
could we add there a crypto address? This is just because when, for example, when I'm in the States, I can use Cash App, but when I'm out of the States, my Cash App gets blocked.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
we'll do USDT address also in the description tomorrow. It's a great idea, OC. Awesome. That's all we got time for today. I appreciate everyone joining us here this morning, getting the morning market update. Don't forget tomorrow, Wednesday, it's going to be Hump Week, LBC. Also, what else do we have? I want to check the economic calendar real fast before I send you guys away. Tomorrow, all we have tomorrow for economic data is the 30-year mortgage rate. That's it tomorrow. So pretty decent day tomorrow. Thursday is going to be when we get into GDP growth, and then Friday PCE. Until then, I think we're safe tomorrow. We'll see if the markets get a little rally off of it. So But yeah, guys, I appreciate everyone being here. We're going to be pushing over to Crypto Princess. She's in the middle of a premiere video right now. Started at about 10, 15 minutes ago. So we're going to push over there. When you get there, drop the graduation caps. Don't forget to tune in to OC Guy. Trade live with OC tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also tonight, guys, we do have the Billy Goat Tells space. I'm going to be probably dropping in on that for a little while tonight. So go check out Billy Goat Tells on X, and we'll be back here tomorrow morning. BC Port Corp kicking it off early with Good Morning Crypto. We'll be back at 10 a.m. bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Until next time, guys, trade safe, use some risk management, peace, love, and profits. And don't talk trash to your neighbors.
That's the rap. Chart stack data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. Chart prime visual, signals on time. Alumni strong, we built from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done.
You can't handle the truth. Emotional damage.
We'll see you at the next
They don't
one.
know what the fuck they're doing.
Morning market report out. 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 Out.
Boom shakalaka.
We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report out. We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report. Ow.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, it didn't break. What else you got?